Hi everybody, this is Mr. Hammer, and today I want to share with you an experience I had this morning. So I picked up a passenger who was kind of pissed off, and I asked him what was bothering him. He said that one of his friends worked for one of the ride-sharing companies, I'm not mentioning names, and that a passenger had made a false allegation against him. Well, basically what's going on is they told him within 48 hours somebody reached out to him. 48 hours went by. He called a day later, 72 hours later. They knew nothing. 96 hours later, he called in, or 4 days later, and they still knew nothing. They told him that the report that was filed against him was being kept confidential. So nonetheless, as of to the date of this video, his friend, they've still not reached out to him. So the passenger is pretty upset about it, and he had quite a few things to say, so I'm going to share it with you guys. He said that Uber and Lyft have a problem, a serious problem, with passengers falsely reporting incidents in order to get a free ride. He went on basically to say that even though the employee, they're independent contractors, they should be treated fairly regardless of the fact. He went on to say that the drivers are who brings them their money. And he said that he was very disappointed in how these companies treat their drivers. He said, really want to say there needs to be financial consequences for passengers that make false allegations. Well, I got my buddy Frank in the car. I'm asked Frank, what do you think about that, Frank? Even he agrees. He's being quiet because he's got a little laryngitis, so But he also went on to say that passengers for Uber and Lyft should both be required to have a photo ID. He said if the drivers do, fair is fair. And the reason is he feels that if passengers are making false allegations, they should be banned from the platform. The problem is that when they're banned from the platform, they just create another account. That's what, and I explained to him. He goes, I agree. He said a photo ID, basically, if they're banned from the platform, that Uber and Lyft, when they try to create another account, the system would run the picture through, and basically the person would be denied from creating an account because the photo matches the ID of someone who's banned. He basically, there's really some good points. He said that he has lost a lot of respect for both Uber and Lyft because of the way they treat the drivers, and he went on to say he would like something done to teach these bullies a lesson. I was really floored by what he said. I really could sense anger, and he was really angry about what happened to his friend. and I don't blame him. I mean, I'd be angry too. And he said as a result of what happened, it being so close to Christmas, he said his friend came by Christmas presents. I just sense disgust. He said, went on to say that by passengers filing false reports against drivers, ultimately it affects the good person who wants to take a ride because the passengers who are doing everything by the book will end up paying the price of the long run. Maybe there's some truth to that, perhaps there is, but I agree that it is an epidemic problem, and I do agree with the passenger said something needs to be done. I did, he gave me his number, and he said that, for me to talk to you guys and see what you guys thought. And he said that basically there needs to be some legislation to protect the drivers. And, in my previous video, I was kind of saying the same thing. So I've got a passenger that agrees, that says, hey, what Uber and Lyft is doing is wrong. What the passengers are creating the false reports is wrong. And basically, he said that it's time for the people, the drivers to band together. It's time for people to come together and teach, and this quote, his words, not mine. He said, it's time to teach these bullies, Uber and Lyft, a lesson. And that was really the strong language I heard. I've heard some, and I hear crazy things, a lot of interesting things, but kind of what he said hits home, and it really just, it's nice to know there's people that actually do care about the drivers. And like I said, so just something to really think about. I think the public, the people need to be aware of what who are doing to the drivers, because the drivers are being treated poorly. He also brought up a point, and this is really critical. In this, and you want me to mention this, that 1 minute the driver takes his ride, he never knows if the last ride completes the last one he completed will be his last final ride. He said because the driver never knows if someone's filing a false allegation or not. So every ride, and he said that creates an unbelievable stress on the drivers. Basically, how would you like to go to work? He said it this way, and knowing that at any given moment, a customer could file a false allegation against you, and you're gone, you're fired, without even getting your side of the story. He goes, that's what happened to his friend. That's why he's really, I can't use language, but to say it politely, he's extremely upset with Lyft and Uber. He said because Lyft and Uber do not value the drivers in any way and just treat them like a piece of meat. He said, and that's the thing. He goes, the future of the rideshare industry will be if people drive for them, which you already know they will, but they'll just make deactivations as there's hires, because the rideshare companies don't care about people about the passengers filing false allegations against drivers. And that's what he really said, and so just something to really think about, I mean, he's right. The drivers need to come together. People need to come together, and his words will teach the police a lesson. I really would love to see that happen. All right, thank you for watching this video, and if you like the video, hit like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Have a good day and happy holidays, everyone. Bye-bye.